Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Damage Guild live stream. You may notice we're looking a little sparse tonight. That is because our difficulties this week, while not so much technical as temporal, have resulted in several last-minute cancellations. So that's unfortunate, but hey, we're still here for you. We're still going to stream. We're still going to play some games. We're going to further this campaign. And it's going to be a little shorter stream this evening than we had originally planned, but, you know, we're still here to hang out. So, on the phones, we've got Mr. Sean Abrams from beautiful, sunny Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, because it's always sunny in Philadelphia, as we all know. And then we've got Sam and Thayne here, but unfortunately, the other three players had to cancel all today for various reasons. So, we'll just do a quick recap of last session. So first of all, the party was drafted into the service of a mysterious intergalactic, interplanar, inter-everything organization known only as E.U.R.E.K.A, which, as you can see behind me, stands for...
I can't really see that.
Okay, if you cannot see it, it's E.U.R.E.K.A.
Only the pure of heart can see that.
Yeah. E.U.R.E.K.A has a period after each letter because it is an acronym for the Eternal Union of Righteous Evil Killing Agencies. It is a group of collaborative agencies that enforce justice across the multiverse. And so, under the guidance of an entity known only as the Great Wheel, these 7 individuals were recruited from their respective worlds or dimensions or planes and brought here for some purpose that remains to be seen. Their initial mission involved the murder of several high-ranking members of the organization, members of the Council of 29.
Clarify, we were not hired to murder them.
Correct. Yes, you were hired to investigate who and why.
The way you would put it kind of sounded like.
Right. Yeah, they didn't hire you to murder their own people. It's not that deep a conspiracy. So, after 6 of these high-ranking officials had been murdered, a 7th has gone essentially missing, and is believed to have traveled across the multiverse to investigate these murders. And so the party has been sent to the plane of Mechanus to find out what's going on. After a brief stint in a desert wasteland fighting some beings called Modrons, the party was able to negotiate their entrance to the Modron city and eventually made their way to the Modron Cathedral, which is a sacred intraplanar hub where they have found a great deal of damage which has just been caused to the cathedral, and they have entered to investigate, to see what they can find. And so at the very end of last session, we ended with the party standing at the top of a stairway looking down into darkness. So we will pick up there. Yes, we will attack the darkness together. And we are also eating, so apologies, because I'm going to shove some food in my mouth here in a second. So what do we have for light sources? It is pitch black down there, and I don't know which of you has dark vision or anything like that.
I don't believe I do.
I believe I can function as a minor light source. I have a torch.
Yeah, I have torches.
I can light anything by touching it. So
First, I've decided not to take the light cantrip because that's like one that everyone always takes. So
I'm a fire mage.
I can create bonfires as we go.
Alright, that's cool.
Give me one of your torches, buddy.
Yeah, I think we'll both light torches and just use it. You can see in the dark. You're a dwarf.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
you're totally a dwarf.
Although dark vision isn't really as good as normal vision.
Well, it's black and white.
It's black and white, and it counts as
Well, and
like
it's,
dim or something.
it's a limited range.
And it's
Okay.
So anyway, I'm using a torch, and you can have one if you want.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So, and Shade, Aasimar, do they have any type of low light vision or dark vision or anything? I mean, you guys, they're carrying torches, but can you see in the dark in any way? Shade, you with us?
Apparently not.
Did we lose someone already?
Should be connected. Hello? Shade, can you hear me? Are you able to hear what I'm saying to you?
I'm pretty sure I see just fine.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got this here.
Just so you're aware, I'm not getting audio through Discord anymore for some weird reason.
Really?
So I'm
Okay.
actually listening to the audio that's on our stream instead. So
Oh, I see.
And
Okay.
that's
so I'm going to be
probably
like
really far behind.
All right.
15 to 20 seconds behind you unless we get that remedied.
Okay. I'm gonna try restarting my machine real quick. Usually this restarts.
He does have dark vision.
pretty quickly. Okay.
Yeah, let's restart the Discord.
Okay. All right. So Aasimars do have dark vision.
Yes, they
Okay.
They're quite good.
So with Sean listening in on the stream while this restarts, as you descend down these stairs, you hear and feel the clicking, whirring sounds of things in motion. It sounds not unlike the rest of the city of Regulus, in that there is the feeling of movement, even as you descend. It's almost like you feel like you're in the inside of a clock, just like a clock tower, just with all kinds of, you can sort of just feel
Moving parts. And
movement.
As long as the
Parts around.
clicking and whirring isn't from little insects crawling all over us.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is not an Indiana Jones movie yet, but actually, I named this this adventure after an Indiana Jones movie. Funny enough, but we'll no, not the campaign, the adventure. But I can't really reveal the name of the adventure without it being a little bit spoilery, so I'm not going to do that.
I don't name my adventures. But
Yeah. So let me boot up here and see if I can get shade. So when you get to the bottom of the staircase, there's a landing, and it looks as though the surface in front of you has been somehow knocked slightly off kilter. So it's as if you're supposed to step down off the landing onto it, but it's been knocked askew, and it's actually rotating like this. And so if you hold your torches up, you can see out in the far distance the edges of a giant gear, and in the middle there's like a pole, a pillar or whatever, and it's kind of at an angle, and so this gear is like kind of turning as you
Interesting.
stare out at it.
All right.
do we see any other pathways? Or is it just it empties out onto a giant gear
Onto a giant gear, yeah.
and that's it?
How much of an angle is it? Is it just like a few degrees or?
It's the angle is slight, but it's so big that it has resulted in quite a dip. For
Okay,
it's
but
probably 20 feet below.
okay, but we won't have a problem walking on it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just you're gonna be while you're walking on it. It's gonna be going like
Well, yeah,
this.
it'll
the
be a
whole
little
time.
unsteady, but
Yeah.
okay. Okay. I go on the gear. I step on the gear.
Okay.
What happens?
You do indeed begin to but again, the thing is probably, I don't know, 120 feet across or so. So you step down, and so you imagine because of the damage that this building has sustained, obviously something is thrown off.
Mm-hmm.
So you start turning this way, and you're like, well, see you later, guys.
This is the only way to travel.
Yeah, as this big gear just starts turning. It's actually quite a bit longer than more than 180 feet or something like that.
I start moving towards the middle.
Okay.
I think I'll just stay near the edge of the staircase.
Oh, come on.
I'm watching. I'm not.
Observe.
I put on a show of some sort if you're going to watch.
Well, if nothing happens after a little while, then I'll step out and start walking around the opposite direction from where it's turning.
Okay.
Ooh, going against the turn.
Oh, there's my camera. Let's see if Shade has here
And everyone else.
now. Yeah, everyone else stays where they are until further notice. So you're essentially, Thayne, for you, this is like going up the down escalator. You're like taking a step, but it's
How quickly is it
it's
turning?
it's like that.
How far?
I mean,
is that?
every
Right.
like you can see the teeth of the gears if you look down, and each one is like that. So it's each click is probably, I don't know, 5 or 10 feet maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, okay,
So you're
that's,
like,
Well, that would be really hard.
that's quite a bit, actually.
yeah.
Okay. Well, as we move towards the center, it won't be as severe.
Hmm. Are you getting sound now, Shade?
I'm getting everything.
Okay.
Did you
Awesome.
miss me?
Yeah, I did. I'm glad you're back.
All right, well,
I don't know if you heard on the stream what's going on.
Well, he'll hear it.
Oh
in a
yeah, I
second.
was watching along.
Okay.
So if it's moving that fast, I'm not going to try to walk against it.
Okay.
I'll probably just walk towards the. Actually, you're walking towards the middle.
Mm-hmm. You know, be a bit more stable there.
Okay, I'll just sit by the edge and scan the outside, see if I see any other places to go to or any movement besides
Okay.
just gears turning.
So you're gonna like just stand at the edge and let it sort of take you
Yeah.
around? Okay.
So just keep a lookout.
I wait
Alright.
for you to be.
How about you, Shade? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't trust machines, so this whole situation, this whole world is awkward. I meant to mention that last stream, but my character, Norfir, is just kind of freaked out. Everywhere he looks, he sees nothing but machines and is reminded of the constructs and corruption of man.
Oh wow, that's kind of like a big deal for your character.
Well, he's a nature cleric, remember?
Yeah. So you're like the hippie tree hugger druid dude, and you're being presented with this entirely mechanical society. Yeah, so that's like almost grounds for a panic attack. I mean,
Should I make it safe?
yeah, let's go ahead and have you make a panic save. Make a will save.
Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom save.
21.
All right, you push aside your desire to flip out and stay the course for the sake of yourself and your team members, and also just so you don't look like a crazy person in front of these people you've just met less than 24 hours ago.
You do not lose any sanity points.
Maybe you could think of it. I mean, this whole world is mechanical, so maybe this is the nature here.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
just going to confuse them, man.
yes.
There's nothing natural about the cold steel that surrounds us.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that's bronze. Okay?
So what do you do? Are you just gonna stand in that landing while the other two investigate the gear?
Yes, I'll meditate.
Okay. All right.
Alright.
So, Frederick, you are going toward the center.
Yeah, I'm going towards the center.
And so you're kind of like getting that
Yeah.
sort of thing happening, and then you're also going toward the
No,
center.
I'm waiting, looking
Oh,
at the
okay.
edge.
You just happen to be at the edge watching.
So you get to the center pole, and about that time, You are like coming up to the side of this now sloping. I don't even know if I'm on camera anymore. This
You are.
sloping precipice or whatever, and you can see from the other side the gear that interlocks with this one that is turning it, which is actually slightly off kilter this way, but still managing to lock enough to turn this one. So they're not quite together, but you can see that if you were to sort of get to this point and then hop down, you could make it onto this next gear. And then what's the range of your vision? It's not very far, right? It's just a torch.
No, he has a torch.
Yeah, 60 feet, counting the dim light.
Okay, yeah, then in that case, that's about all you can see.
This place is neat.
You know what? While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and cast Create Bonfire 60 feet ahead of me on the gear so I can see what's coming.
Will it just keep going around?
I assume so.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
So you create a bonfire on the opposing gear, right? Like on the edge of it?
Yeah.
And
I'll
it
put
just...
on the edge. And as I get close enough, 60 feet away, then I'll cast Bonfire and it'll
Okay.
go around and I'll just see what happens.
Oh, nice. Does it have to have a surface below it, or does it just
It says you
float?
create a bonfire on ground that you can see within range. So I
Okay.
assume if the ground is moving, it will move too.
Okay, yeah. So you get about to here, and you cast it like sort of on the edge of the other one, and you see it beginning to. So let's see if this one's turning this way, and this one's also turning that way. So it's going this way. So you cast it here, and it comes around. Almost you get closer to it, and it passes you by. And it starts moving. But unfortunately now as it moves, you're also moving away.
Well, I will do kind of a light jog to keep
Okay.
A brisk walk.
Okay, so as you get here, you sort of just jog in place as the gear is like moving underneath you, so you can
I'm just
stay.
watching this. Right now.
And you're just like rotating around the pole now. Very, very slowly. Okay. So you watch the fire go around the other end, and there's another gear over here that's connected to it, and then you see it go on this way, and there's another gear on this side that's like slightly smaller. And
So it's just one gear at a time, big pack of them.
yeah, so the second gear has a gear here and then a gear there that are connected
So
to it.
two connected.
Yeah.
Well,
So I say, shout back to the others, the path splits.
I say we pick one at random.
Since we have no other leads.
I'm a genius! Let's go.
Okay.
What was that?
He's gonna let Obed High tell him where to go. All right. So what does Obed High say?
Well, first of all, I get down on my knees
Okay.
and I clasp my hands together. And I begin a prayer. Oh, but high, upon thee which I pray. Pray, tell us what you think we should do.
This seems like straight out of Monty Python.
I'd like to use my thaumaturgy cantrip,
Okay.
but I'm going to be very subtle so that hopefully Thane's character doesn't notice that I'm casting a spell.
All right.
I'm on
He's like almost 200 feet away. So yeah, he doesn't.
Okay,
notice.
perfect. So to add effect to my prayer, I will cause harmless tremors in the ground.
That's just what this place needs after it's half collapsed.
And we will also, I can use up to 3 of these. So I'm going to also have ominous whispers murmur around the corridor. Like, think of like holy sounding whispers. Think Monty Python.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay, so Gregorian chant was
Yeah.
whisper sort of thing.
Like when you click on the church in Warcraft 2. Deo gracias.
And, let's see. Oh, and I'll also make my voice boom 3 times as loud.
Wow.
So
So,
it's a very loud prayer.
okay, wow. All right.
Okay.
So you can hear that. And it's just reflecting across this bronze surface. His booming voice singing praise to Obed High and asking, beseeching his God what his next step should be. Well, Shabe, I can tell you, without even rolling for it, Obed-Hai does not answer.
He doesn't speak to me?
He does not speak to you. What do you do?
You need to cast a spell or reach level 10 before you can do that.
Also, I'm pretty sure he has no power here.
Yes, you're right. The machinations must be sapping my strength. These
Yes.
cold machinations of evil.
They must be interfering with the radio frequencies between Obed-Hai and yourself.
It's the only explanation. Because surely he would not, his disciple is most devoted to be alone.
That is true. Surely he would not.
But we're not alone.
Ooh.
We are with you.
We are all. You're all together alone down here. The six of you.
But we're not altogether alone.
It's true because you have each other.
Alright, I will cast guidance upon Kroth, that he might find the way.
Okay.
I think you have to come up and like touch my back or something, isn't it?
Are you far away?
Is it a touch spell?
It's at least
No.
close range.
I touch the dwarf that is near me, and I say, Frederick?
Frederick
Sir.
is at the center.
I'm at the center of the gear.
Yeah, if you look
You
on
guys are
this.
far away?
Yeah, if you look on the stream, you can.
You're
sort of
here,
see-
I'm here, and Kroth is here.
Yeah.
He can't see.
You will see that in a minute happen.
Okay, wait 20 seconds and you will know what's going on.
Yeah. So.
Okay, it does say I have to touch.
Yeah, so on the stream you can see there's a group of 4 miniatures, like sort of at the center of the table, and then there's one miniature halfway at the bottom, and then another miniature all the way at the bottom. The miniature halfway down is Sam, and the one at the bottom is Thayne. So they're like a good. Sam's like 100 feet away, and Thane's about 200.
Now, if you
What are the rules, just out of curiosity, for absent characters? Are they being played by you temporarily?
We will. I will create an in-game thing that happens since half of our party is not here. But yeah.
I see.
So
I will touch the short green one with my hand.
the short green one is not here.
Okay. So you'll
Wait,
touch
no.
the snake dude, Tommy. Saul.
Yes, the scaly one.
Oh,
I
that's short.
think
Okay,
makes
that
a
green
good
one.
sense about
Oh, you
him.
were talking about the goblin that's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will touch the slithery snake person
Okay.
with my hand outstretched and say, Obed-Hai would like to show you the way.
Okay. He kind of taps the side of his head and he's like, "Yeah, Obed-Hai not really saying anything. How does this whole thing work? Does he like? Should I like put a piece of metal in my mouth so I get the right frequency, or?"
Have you never prayed to Obed-Hai before?
No. I'm a Yanti. I'm a snake person, and I'm a bard, so I only pray to myself.
So that was your first prayer with Obed-Hai, the one that you did with me a moment ago.
Yes. Well, the
Surely
one that
you joined in.
the one that I kind of like stood there and was trying to figure out what you were doing while you were doing it. Yeah, I guess.
Well, it's kind of like that. You just feel it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Are you still?
He may not actually speak to you, but
Okay.
surely he is guiding you in other ways.
Yeah, well, he is telling something. I'm definitely feeling that we should probably go out on this big gear because it's the only real way we can go at the moment. So, I mean, that seems pretty straightforward to me, I think.
Sure, lead the way. Now that you are led by Obed-Hai, I will follow you anywhere.
Oh, wow,
For at
okay.
least 60 seconds, because that's how long this lasts.
All right. You got a lot of faith in me, but cool. So he
Well, no, I
steps
don't have
out.
faith in you.
Oh, yeah, you got a lot of faith in Obed-Hai, but
Right.
with me as the conduit of said faith.
You know, if you like, we could sit for an hour and I could make you temporarily a disciple of Obed-Hai, and then I would follow you as long as that lasts.
He's like, that's cool. I'm good. I'm good right here. And so he steps out onto the gear, and it begins carrying him to the left. So you step out after him. Do you?
Yoski me.
Yeah.
Oh, Yes, I fall behind the snake guy.
Okay. So the two of you are kind of ratcheting along, and then the bugbear steps out after that, and the tabaxi steps out after that, and the four of you just stand there while the gear takes you around toward where Kroth is.
As they approach, I say, there are two paths ahead. As we are seeking one person, we don't know where he might be. I suggest we split up. Cover both roads.
Saul says, that's a great idea. Wonderful things always happen when you split the party. He's like, how should we split? Maybe the three of us? The three of us young beasties? Or snake, cat, and what
Yes,
is a bugbear?
the non-human looking people who go that way.
Sort of a monkey dog.
But I think it would be terribly convenient if we split the party in such a way that only the active players are.
Yeah, essentially. That's a great idea. I was gonna have something else happen, but I like that even better. So let's do that. Why don't the three of you, or why don't the three of us stay behind and make sure nobody comes down after us? We can stay behind at the entrance, or we could go whichever other way you don't. What do you think?
I may not agree with you two, but I have a deep found respect for fellow studiers of magic.
Well, they are certainly that.
Did you read the pamphlets that I brought with me about Obadiah? You might be able to change your life.
I set mine on fire. It was an accident, I swear.
I promptly hand you a non-burned pamphlet.
Oh, thank you. Oh no, there it goes again. I'm sorry, I can't control it sometimes.
That's alright, I'll make sure to laminate some of these so that they are a little more fire resistant.
Give me one coated with asbestos.
So they end up turning around, and you guys are all like kind of walking side by side,
Yeah.
like jogging in place to stay on this particular spot.
This is why I was in the center.
Yeah, your stubby dwarf legs are not enjoying this little bit.
So,
Well, as I said, pick a random direction.
do I see any distinguishing features between the two gears at the opposite end?
That one is smaller. Yeah, the one going straight is smaller than the one off to the right.
I don't imagine there'd be any tracks that you could try to follow.
Anybody have survival or tracking or anything?
I don't.
I can try, but I'm not
Oh,
especially
no,
good.
no, wait. Sorry, Kroth, but I have a pretty amazing survival, actually.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
I do, I have +5.
explains why it lasted this
Sweet.
long.
Alright, so you go ahead and pick which gear we should go on, and the other team will...
Let Obadiah guide you.
I guess the other team can wait here,
Okay.
or on the staircase.
Or go on a small adventure of your own.
21, alright, that's good. Yeah, so the other half of the party will rotate back around to the landing, and they will stand guard at the staircase to make sure that nobody comes down.
Or
Alright.
out.
Yeah, in or out.
Oh yeah. Yes, just in case Mr. Spark, what's his name? Devlin Spark.
Devlin Spark.
Tries to leave. You guys will be there to stop him.
Okay. Alright, so...
Excuse. We got one. Okay.
So, Norfir, with your 21 survival check, you look out across the other gear now that you're up here at the top, and where the bonfire is now smoldering, you feel like you catch a break in the surface, like a pile of scrap metal that is on the main gear going ahead.
Let's head that way.
Okay. Oh, I just got a text from Andy.
Oh.
What's the tag? I wonder if we can conference him in.
That'd be sweet.
What is my
Does the
tag?
bugbear get bored after 2 minutes and come follow us?
Probably.
How do I find my Discord tag? Like, real quick. Is it under settings? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, never mind.
Don't say it out
Yeah, I'm
loud.
not gonna say it on the stream. That would be
It's
bad.
probably wise.
Nobody come stalk me on Discord, please. All right, we have a Discord channel for that, by the way. Anybody who's here who doesn't know about our Discord channel, you can get the link to that on our website. It's thedamageguild.com. There's a Discord link, and you can come hang out with us in a appropriately moderated setting. It does not involve internet stalking, so it's great that way. How do I?
Oh, I can do that for you, Jay.
Okay.
You want me to give the link to our chat? You want me to give the link to Andy? I'm gonna give it to.
Yeah, to Andy. I'm gonna get his username and tag, and I'll text it. I'll chat it to you.
Give me a hot second. I can remember how to do this.
Okay. All right. So the bugbear may or may not stand guard with the other two.
We'll see if he gets bored.
We'll see soon. So we can move on ahead, and if Andy comes in, he will be with you, and if he doesn't, then he will not.
Okay.
Wait, we're just gonna magically teleport it into
It's
us? How about he
Quantum,
gets suspicious?
quantum bugbears, okay?
Yeah. Quantum bugbear.
Maybe he's suspicious of my prayer and he follows along.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know.
Or else he gets bored because he's a bugbear and they don't have long attention spans. And he realizes that he should not be the one standing guard because he's one of the strongest among you, if not the strongest. So he
Anyway,
should be out there on the front lines.
we'll see if that happens.
Yeah. So my bonfire only lasts a minute at a time, by the way, but I would keep casting it as long as necessary. So we continue across to the other side and just walk on to the next gear, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Can we see where the tops of these pillars go or anything?
No, it's a little far up for you to see with the available light sources you have. It's definitely higher up than, than your torches go.
Okay. Well,
Alright, let me have... okay, he just sent.
okay, so
Alright, Shabe, I just texted you Andy's gamer tag and his supposed
Is he in the stream?
he is not currently.
Okay, that'd be way easier. Let me look for that message.
Yeah, he just joined Discord like this second, I'm pretty sure. So alright. So you guys hop down onto the next gear and we'll go ahead and just okay.
alright.
So you're now on this gear. And let me make sure I'm getting my turning right. So if they're going like this. So right?
Yeah, so the second gear would be going counterclockwise. The third gear that we're aiming for would be going clockwise again.
Okay. So counterclockwise. So this one's taking you around this way?
Yeah, this is the second gear. Yeah.
Right, yeah. The second gear takes you around and then
We passed by the other one that's connected.
yes, you do. You pass by this one, and you see that this one is actually pretty straight, but it's still sort of locking on like this in a weird way, and you can see the teeth of the gear are like really, really worn where it's been kind of off kilter with the other one. So it's also like as big as this one, and you can basically just see a short distance, like halfway across it, if that.
Want to go on this one or the next one?
Didn't he say we were supposed to go to the next?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, so when you get off the debris or detritus is over here.
So we go towards that, see what it is.
Yeah, or you can just wait until it comes around.
Well,
If you
we're doing walking one way or the other.
Yeah.
Depending on which way
Okay.
we're on.
Alright, so you walk in place until this comes around, and you see that it is the remains of what looks like one of the Modron. Modron.
You sure this is spelled correctly? It also needs to be properly capitalized for me to friend invite him.
Oh, does it? Try this then. Try in, both first and last capitalized.
So
On it.
I examine the pieces.
Okay.
See if I can figure out how they were destroyed, perhaps.
Yeah, it looks like they.
Got him.
Oh, you got him? Okay, awesome. Let's patch him through.
He has to accept my friend quest.
Okay.
Investigation
Investigation, what did you get?
23.
23, that's really good.
We're good at finding things out, but as soon as it comes time for combat, I'm sure all of our rolls will be terrible.
Yeah, right. Alright. So with the 23, you discern that this actually it's a duodrone. You can tell that.
Ooh.
And it looks like it was hacked to pieces with a bladed weapon.
Ooh.
So
Ooh. Okay.
something was destroying here where the law forbids destruction.
That is not a natural death
Yes.
for this unnatural being.
Yes, something definitely destroyed it. Alright.
Right, I just look at the scraps and pick up a small hunk of metal, a couple pounds,
Okay.
something
Alright.
out of it, and just kind of hold on to it.
Okay.
So,
Take a
Use this
souvenir.
later.
so cleric man, will you offer last rites to this cold, slowless machine?
Technically, it did
Two
have a soul.
machines.
Okay. Even if they're machines with humans or once living souls trapped inside. I guess technically the souls are still living.
I mean, if you like, I can send the spirit back to the gods.
Did I have you guys make a planes check or some equivalent last time? Because I
Yeah.
feel like I explained.
Yeah,
sort
we
of
explained
how it
that
works.
this is where the lawful beings' souls kind of go.
Yeah, this is where the souls of lawful neutral individuals come after death, and then the modrons or the drones are essentially like encasements for the souls. So like if one of them does get destroyed, they can float around and find another one
Okay.
to inhabit,
All right.
as long as it's.
I was just
working
poking fun at the
enough
cleric.
to let them- Yeah.
Honestly.
Right. Alright, let's see if.
So.
Alright.
I mean, should I make some sort of roll? I mean, I suppose if we must save this spirit.
No,
the ghost.
it's spirit. I think is gone already.
Yeah,
fine.
it seems to.
It's probably in a new body already at this point.
Yeah, most likely flew off and found another place to be.
So, do we see any other debris on other gears?
If you stay on this one as you continue to go around, then when you get to the other big one, you see a ton of it like strewn around.
Ooh, let's go there.
Okay.
Andy just said he accepted your friend request, Jade. BT dubs.
I will be the judge of that.
Okay. So you guys gonna jump off? You guys gonna?
Yep. We
Yeah.
continue following the destruction.
Go to the most dangerous area. Let's
All
go.
right. You hop down. This gear is also sort of more flat than the other two have been, so it almost looks like the other two just got knocked off like
Okay.
that, whereas this one is still seems to be intact. And it's pretty much the second you hop down, you hear movement on the other side, the opposite side of the gear.
Ooh.
I sent Andy a link. Hopefully it works.
Okay.
So movement. So
Are we gonna get him in on this Discord call?
Yeah, I think so. We're gonna try. There is a little bit of a learning curve for
We did.
new Discord users. Do
I
what?
mean, you need to invite him.
Yeah, Sean just sent Andy a link.
So
No, you need to invite him to the call.
Oh.
Our call is unrelated to the damage guild. You should be
Right.
Since you're the one that made the call, we should have had you become friends with Andy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I only sent it to you because I didn't want to.
You're DMing, I know.
Yeah, take time. Yeah, sorry. Let's see. And that's invite friends, but let's see. How do I add people?
So you go to friends.
Yeah. And then
Apologies for the delay. Because we didn't
Add friend.
get-
add
even
friend. Okay, I got it.
The blue
coming
button.
today.
Yeah.
And his name is capital A.
Okay. And then
So
it's capital A, and the rest is not
clearly,
capitalized.
whatever was coming through here, or whoever it was quite strong, able to wipe out all of these drones.
I want to meet him. Don't you?
It's probably our job.
Okay. So we heard tiny little
Yeah, something was moving.
tripping footsteps. And how big is this gear?
How big is it here?
Roughly the same size as the other two.
Okay.
Any luck, Jake?
I just sent him a request. I'm waiting for him to respond.
I say we move to the middle and
It is more stable there.
try to meet our whatever it is.
Hmm.
More
I
stable.
know that he got the link. He hasn't messaged me, but he joined our Damage Guild
Okay.
channel.
Alright, cool. I just texted him to let him know that I friend requested him. Okay. So you continue to move around the gear this way?
We're moving towards the middle for stability.
Okay. So you get to there. And by the time you're here, you start seeing these metallic hands that are climbing up the side of the gear and pulling themselves onto the surface. There.
So do I say hello or do I roll for initiative?
Well, what would you like to do?
Hands. We don't fight anything unless they attack us. Remember, we are guests in this city.
You're no fun.
Okay.
It's hard for me to think of us as guests. I don't trust these machines, Kroth.
And they don't trust you either. But
We are all bound by the ties of distrust.
an uneasy peace is probably the best we can hope for.
Okay.
So,
Well, I guess I won't give them my pamphlets.
metal hands, do we see anything attached to these hands?
Or is it just the
Yes.
hands?
Yes.
Difficulties both technical and temporal.
Yes. Best of both worlds.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of understand. Discord's a little bit much for a first-time user. So yes, there are definitely bodies attached to the hands. They look like two flat boxes on top, stacked on top of one another with a gear in between, and they have arms and legs and little faces in the top box.
Well, those are the...
And they start like clumsily moving towards you
Have you
across
seen those before?
the gear. You have not. And they say, "Intrude," and they look at you, and then they look back to the other two of you, and they're like, "Intruders!
We have passes from the city.
No one may enter the depths of the cathedral."
We have passes. I pull out my pass.
Okay.
Show it.
They say, "The passes are only good for the main cathedral. You have entered a restricted area. Please leave now, or we will be forced to use force."
You can't destroy us. It's against the rules.
You are not one of us.
Therefore,
Therefore, we are here to protect this restricted area.
I don't think that rule applies in this situation.
By the way, as they're moving toward you, you guys are just rotating around the, around the little scene.
I was a king once. You can always use laws to your advantage.
Frederick, Kroth. We should have no problem killing them. Their spirit leaves and finds another host.
It is not true death. Perhaps that's why they call it destruction.
Yes.
I think we should lay waste to these machines and continue our mission.
All right, I shoot him.
Alright, roll for initiative. They continue to clumsily...
The Holy Man was giving me permission to kill.
Not kill, we're just sending them to a different place.
Yes, of course. Actually, we're sending them to the same place, but just kind of over there.
16.
Alright.
I need to name them. Seriously.
I got a 3.
Alright.
I got a 19
Oh, wow.
initiative.
Okay. Well, even with
Your
a
fire
19,
mage, that makes sense.
they got one higher than
Quick win.
Really?
So, yeah. So, they reach inside themselves and pull out these, like, metallic shards, and they hurl them at you. They look like little, I don't know, they're like a rod, like a metal rod, but they're pointed on both ends, and they've just like slipped them out of
Giant toothpicks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They look like just big toothpicks, and they go and chuck them at you.
Okay.
So, Norfir, you technically have cover from all except for this one at the moment, and the other two direct their attacks at Kroth because, well, Freddy is covered.
Even though I was the one threatening.
Alright, so Kroth, a 16 and a 20 to hit.
I'm down, I'm sure.
Let's see. They did 8 damage?
Yes, I'm down.
Whoa, wizard!
Oh my
One.
gosh! Alright,
Kroth!
wonderful. Okay.
You have betrayed me!
Norfir, does a 12 hit you?
My armor class is 16.
Okay, so it does not. So 2 fly past you and do not hit you. Frederick, it's your turn.
All right.
If Andy doesn't show, I am going to have to tank.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Let me see here.
How close are they to each other? Okay. 15-foot cone.
How many bonus actions can you use in a turn?
One.
That's what I thought.
So a 15-foot
Just double check.
cone. If I get... Wait. The gear is turning this way, right? Well, it doesn't matter because we're all going to be moving together. Okay. I have a speed of...
We really have no HP.
Speed. So if I'm right here. Oh, you're on the ground. I could just walk over you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Kroth, if I heal you even for just a couple points of life, you can rejoin the fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Except
Okay.
Except what?
due to the wonders of fixed initiative. Once you heal me, they get to go before I get to go.
Don't worry. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be their primary target. So I can get 2 of them with a burning hands, I believe. Alright.
Yeah.
15-foot cone. If I get somewhere around here.
Yeah, you can get 2 of them.
1, 2. Like.
If you're... Okay, let's do this. This is kind of extreme since you're in the center. But I'm going to say there's something lesser than difficult terrain and something greater than, like, easy terrain. So if you move this way around the gear, then every 3 spaces takes every third
thing is,
space.
they're moving with us.
Yeah.
Right, that's true. Yeah, but I'm saying if you're moving against the gear, regardless, on their initiative, technically they should have moved a little bit like that. But I was kind of just.
But we're all relative to each other. We're all fixed.
Yeah,
Right,
relative
right.
to each other.
Right, but I'm saying if you're moving, then you're not fixed anymore, right? If you're moving around this way, so every 3 spaces you move that way, it's a space of difficult terrain. If you're moving this way, every 3 spaces you move, you get an extra space.
That's not.
Not how physics works.
Yeah.
How so?
Because we're all moving
Since
together.
since we're all on the same spinning plane.
No, I
The
understand.
frame
that.
of reference is a moving surface already.
Right,
So-
I understand that we're all moving together, but you are then getting out of place and moving like.
But we're
opposition.
still on the same plane.
Right. You're still on the same plane, but you are moving. It's just like
You
how
could just
Thayne
say-
had to jog in place to stay where he was.
But the thing is, they're moving too.
Right, I understand that they're moving, but they're not. They're standing in place. So if everybody stands in place, you continue to rotate the same way. But then if one of you moves,
I end up here somehow.
then right, I'm saying if one of you moves, then you have shifted your place
Okay.
in relation to theirs. Is that not correct?
But that's the same thing that happens when you're moving on a stationary surface. You've shifted your place in relation to theirs.
No, right.
So
I'm
anyway,
saying.
okay, we can chalk it up to difficulties of moving on a jumpy
On a
surface.
jumpy surface, sure.
Right. Right. It matters whether you're going with the rotation of the disc or against it, is what I'm saying.
We're on a spinning Earth, and it doesn't really matter which direction we go on.
Well,
just
yeah, but
forget-
this
This
is moving like in relation to something that's actually changing your physical location.
I'm here now, and I shoot them with fire.
Okay, all right, do that.
Okay, so Burning Hands. It's just a save, deck save for 2 of them,
Okay.
like these 2. Let's say.
12 and 9.
DC is 13, so they both fail.
Okay.
Okay, so and that's 3d6. 6. 11.
Alright.
11 damage to both of them. And if anything on them is flammable. Oh no. Not being war carried. Everything here is metal, so.
They both die.
Awesome! Yes! Oh, I've been waiting to do that. Okay, now what?
That is your turn. Now it's down to, I should say, Norfir.
So they're all dead? All the constructs are done?
2 of 3. It's 2 of the 3.
2 of the 3, yeah.
2 of 3. Okay. With the snap of my finger, I will Healing Word Kroth. It's a bonus action.
You can't cast 2 spells in one turn, by the way.
I know, that's okay.
Okay.
I just want to get him up again. Even if he just takes another hit to go down.
Well, the other guy's probably going to go after me next.
You heal for 4 life points.
Alright.
It's just a little something.
Level 1.
From me. Or from Open High, I mean.
Oh my.
Ah,
Whoa.
Oh my.
Okay, so I'm friends with Andy now. So I just have to invite him into this call, right?
yeah.
Correct.
So add.
You know, it's funny, I thought you were saying that Andy's the one that needs to learn Discord, but I think we have much to learn about it as well.
Oh yeah, I mean that's certainly true.
Alright, so that is my spell for the turn. I'm going to get up my stick.
Not all.
Yeah, well, what he's doing. So.
And I'm going to walk over to the other construct.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on, sorry.
No. I have
Okay, select.
drawn my druid named Kang.
Oh, okay, and then add. Alright, yeah. I was on the wrong call. On Andy's. Alright. Okay, Andy should be hopping on here.
So will An'hek.
Yeah, Andy and Andy. All right, I'm sorry. And then what did you say you're doing to finish your turn, Sean?
I want to walk with the gear, helping me move, like
Okay.
not against it, with
Right.
it. And I'm going to take a nice swing at this automaton.
Okay.
But I have not shilleed, because I used my bonus action to heal Kroth.
Okay.
So this is just,
Just a regular stick.
yep. I actually don't think I've attacked without shillelagh yet, so I need to think about. That's an 11.
11 does not hit.
I was afraid of that. That's my turn.
All right. With that, we're back to the dude. So
Alright, the dude.
the dude is going to try to hit you back because he doesn't like the fact that you hit him after he threatened you. Because that's the way. So he reels back with his fist and takes a swing at you and gets a 13 and misses. All right.
You'll have to hit harder to strike a student of Open High.
We are back to Lord Frederick.
Alright. I'm going to just do a firebolt from here. So, that's a natural one.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
Andy!
Hello?
Hey!
An'hek
Alright.
Shardtooth.
I took a went around the bend and found me a wagon and it had only 2 wheels.
Well, that's good. You are right on time. Sort of. Not really, but you know.
Well, no, you're right on time to save us.
Actually,
yes.
The one wheel was
This will actually be very cinematic.
Yeah, that is true. Where are you, Andy? I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Well, no one else can see him either.
Oh, there
There
he
he
is.
is.
Okay. All right.
Maybe. I don't see.
All right. So, let me work him in.
It
here.
doesn't work better.
That's
All
going,
right.
Andy.
Right behind me.
Hey, Andy, let me turn on my camera. I don't know why it's off. Hey, man.
How you doing, my friend?
We are streaming live on the internet, and you are now here with us. So, why don't you go ahead and roll for initiative, Andy?
That's scary for the internet.
Yeah, so what was the story? Like, I tried to evangelize you with Obadiah, and he
That was a
didn't
different.
like it or something?
That was Tommy's
That was
character.
Tommy's character.
Oh, Tommy.
They were guarding entrance.
I'm just trying to remember why Andy came along with us, that's all.
Well, I'm assuming he got bored from guarding the
Yeah.
entrance.
So
and
essentially,
was gonna just jump out of the darkness at the enemy.
right. So you three, Andy, you are standing at the entrance to this dungeon, the landing at the bottom of the stairs. Remember last session we ended with you guys looking down the staircase into darkness. So you guys are standing at the entrance, basically just because you weren't here, you and Bryan and Tommy. And you look down, you're like kind of getting bored, right? You've been standing there for forever, you're like, why do we gotta guard the stupid entrance? This is dumb, we should be over there helping them out. And you start to hear, there are these huge gears that are turning, and they're basically the floor. Like you get down and these gigantic gears are turning around, locked in with each other. And some of them are slightly damaged from the cave-in that the cathedral has undergone. And so as you're standing there, you're like getting bored, you're fidgeting with your little communicator device that they gave you at the agency. And then next thing you know, you're like flickering out, and you wind up 300 feet away, or like 500 feet away, in the center of this gear, where they are fighting one of those robot things. Except this is a slightly larger, slightly, I guess, more formidable robot, but not by much.
It's a super battle.
Robot times 2.
Yeah. So what's your initiative roll?
12.
12. Okay. So that would put you right behind Kroth. Okay. So, Lord Frederick, right as you're about to take your action, that happens, and he's like, "Which kind of device did you get? Did you get like an armband, Andy?"
Yeah, I think mine was armband. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're like fidgeting, and you appear suddenly in front of these guys.
I almost shoot you.
And Sam gets really freaked out and almost pulls the trigger on you.
Well, no, I roll a 1. I almost hit you.
Oh, okay. Right. So, what weapon are you using?
I was just using a firebolt.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so you try to cast a spell and it fizzles or zings off into the darkness. Okay. So next is Kroth.
I stand up, and where I am, I might not even be able to see that we have a new friend here. So
I don't know. It's not like he can hide behind
the pillar. Pillar
I
blocks half of him, and
don't know. He's pretty obvious. Whatever.
You see everybody else's attention directed toward him. So, directed towards something on the other side of that pillar.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and cast Ray of Frost at the remaining robot.
Okay.
So, that's an 11. I missed.
Okay. You gotta step around so you can see him. Okay, you are. Alright. Okay, An'hek, it is now your turn. There's a little square robotish dude standing in front of you, and he's telling you guys you cannot enter a restricted area, and you're not permitted to be down here, and he's trying to restrain you and take you into custody.
Okay, is everybody else fighting, or are they talking at this point?
No, we're fighting.
They're fighting, yeah.
There are already 2 that have been destroyed.
Well, there's a whole lot more than that that have been.
Actually, yes. There's an entire pile of corpses here.
Yeah.
Okay. So was I in the room when these were being destroyed, or I just came into the room and saw everything destroyed?
You just came in, so it's this huge expanse, and there are all these gigantic gears that are like 200 feet wide, or 200 feet around, 200 feet in diameter, sorry. And they're spinning, they're ratcheting against each other, and so now they're like 3 gears away from the entrance. So,
And it's dark, so you
yeah,
can't.
and it's dark, so otherwise. So like, you're way far away from where you were a minute ago when you just got transported like that.
Okay.
So the gear that you're on right now is strewn with essentially the hacked apart bodies of these modrons.
But I didn't see who hacked them.
No. You just
Okay.
see the remains of a previous battle that happened.
Okay, so I look at the little droid and I'm like, I mean, is it bigger than me, or about the same size, or?
Definitely smaller than you. You're a bugbear, so you're kind of towering over it.
Okay, I look down at the little droid and I'm like, look, I'm just trying to be lawful. I don't know how I got here. I don't have any problem following your rules, but I'm a little lost.
You must return. You must return to the entrance and leave this restricted area.
Well, I would, but I don't know where an entrance is. I kind of beat
He's referring to the staircase you guys came down to get into this area.
Yeah, but he's
Okay,
disoriented.
He's disoriented.
Where is
Yeah.
everybody else at?
That's true. Yeah, so 3 of the other party members, so Norfir, who's Sean's character, and Frederick, who's Sam's character, and Kroth, who is Thayne's character, are all around you, and they look like they've been fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kroth is pretty messed up.
Yeah, Kroth actually got dropped, and then Norfir healed him.
Clearly, we have defeated all of these hundreds of robots that are around us.
So there's one left.
One left, and he's standing right in front of
For
you,
now, up
giving
this
you
way.
lip.
he's willing to, turn around and show me where the door is, then we can go that direction.
Okay. You're all spinning on this gear, and so he points back toward the other gear that is locked in with it.
Does he turn away from me?
No, he just points. He says, "Please use the nearest available exit."
I look at the other guys and I'm like, am I supposed to hit him?
Yes,
Yeah.
They all nod.
you have my permission.
They nod.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hit him. Let me look at my sheet real quick. So that's an attack bonus of 7. Does a 19 hit?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's right. You're a barb, aren't you?
Barbarian.
Yeah,
Barbarian.
a barbarian.
A bugbearian.
Yeah, that's right. You're a
I'm a
barbarian.
bugbearian. Yeah. I get a little bug. Okay, so it's a D12 plus 5. So it's 11. That's a 16.
Yeah, you hack him to
Whoa.
bits. You slice down through him, and he just shatters into 20 pieces.
I look at Thayne's character and I'm like, I try to be lawful.
The guy's like, "Whoa!" as it dies, and then you swear for a split second. You swear you see just like a wisp, almost like a puff of dust or smoke rise from the remains.
Weird. It released its spirit.
Seems that way.
Yeah.
All right. So now you look out across once you come back around, you look out across the expanse and you see another gear that has a little bit of debris on it. But if you cast, can you do that
Just can't.
bonfire thing? Okay. So if you bonfire and just test it, the gear is alone besides its connection to this one, and then at the other end you see another landing with a doorway inset on this huge expansive wall that just goes across in every direction.
Before we move on,
Oh, hey Shardtooth. When did you get here? As you can see, we have had a great battle and destroyed these many robots.
Yeah, I guess I went left and everybody else went right.
Something like that.
So you got lost, but you were led to us here.
Yeah, there's not a lot in this place that smells like anything, so kind of hard to track.
So hang on, at this moment, Norfir would have a very smug look on his face, and I'm gonna smugly look at Kroth and Frederick.
Okay.
Yeah, you know why he's here. Oh, but I heard my prayer.
Oh, we got through after all.
You prayed for me to show up,
That's right.
He prayed for
There's no
guidance.
other explanation.
so your prayer can answer. If that's the case, pray for a sandwich.
Obadiah does not answer such meaningless
Oh,
trifles.
it has a lot of meaning with me.
He's also vegetarian. So I could maybe have him conjure something not meat.
Okay, how about a mushroom sandwich? I don't care.
An'hek's just hungry all the time. He's just always jonesing. And there's not really much to eat. Let's be honest. You're in a mechanical city. There's not a whole lot on the smorgasbord
Yeah.
here.
I bit a couple gears on the way over here. It didn't do a thing for me.
Turns out they were not made of chocolate on the inside.
pardon the interruption, but I believe we should be moving.
We are moving. We literally cannot stay still.
You are moving. Yes. That is true.
We should be moving on from here.
Okay.
I would just like to say that after having destroyed those things, Our exit may not be as easy as our entrance was.
We don't have to tell anyone.
I don't know if they would know or not, but we should be cautious. Hopefully we can find Devlin Spark, and he will be able to, if necessary, lay waste to the rest as he did to these, clearly.
I have a quick question.
Assuming it was him.
Could you tell us more about this doorway?
It is a tall doorway set into. There's like an alcove, and it's set into this wall that it appears like it could possibly be a foundation wall of the cathedral from what you saw outside, but the wall just stretches in every direction, and then the gear in front of you basically meets up with the surface of the wall beneath this doorway. It's a big, heavy, metallic door.
Is the door unlocked? I'll attempt to.
You are
thaumaturgy
you are
it.
one gear across from it, so you're quite a distance away.
Am I more than 30 feet away?
Yeah, and your only view of it has been as Thane's bonfire traveled around the gear and briefly lit it up as it went
So
by.
it's kind of in the distance.
Yeah.
Well, let's approach it.
Yeah, that's a approach.
And if possible, I'd like to try to open it from a distance.
Okay. So you hop down onto the next gear and sort of just wait for it to take you around, or do you want to travel toward the center again and...
It would take about the same amount of time. So
Yeah, we should just spin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I think Kroth needs a break. He was dead a moment ago.
Yeah. Alright, so you let the gear
What's
take
your
you
HP,
around.
I have.
Kroth?
Well, I'm at 4 out of 6.
Oh, okay.
out of a mighty 6. That's
So if somebody like sneezed on you, you'd fall over dead.
pretty much.
Level 1 wizard, man.
Yeah.
With no constitution bonus.
With
Right.
constitution on us.
Alright. So let's draw this out here.
I opted for dexterity instead.
So as you get closer to this doorway on the gear out here, you realize two things. First of all, the teeth of the gear are interlocking with the... There's like a... it's almost like the wall is inset with the shape of another gear.
Okay.
The teeth. So the teeth are interlocking with the wall as they go around. So it's like smooth, the transition between the gear and the landing. And also this door is just huge. It's freaking huge. It's 15 feet across and it's like towering. So this alcove just kind of towers above your head.
Is it a double door or a single door? Or?
It is a single door that opens from here.
What's it made of?
It is it's shiny metal, just like the gears. It's like a decorative bronze
Bronze or brass or something.
with like little gear motifs and like mechanical looking motifs.
We put gears in this gear.
Yeah. So assuming when you come around, you step off into the alcove.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You're now in the alcove. So if you want to try to open the door, you may.
Absolutely. I will try to make the door fly open
With what?
with my thaumaturgy. As long as I'm within 30 feet of a door that is unlocked, I can have it fly open or slam shut.
I don't think that applies to unusually large and heavy ones.
Just light doors, I think.
You just have to believe. I make a motion with my hand as if I'm
Okay.
opening the door.
So you use the force. You use the force as if to make it fly open, and nothing happens. Matter of fact, as you do that, under normal circumstances, I don't know if your spell would let you feel this, but you feel this resistance from it. Like it's almost like you try to push it from a distance with your force of will, and then it kind of buffets you back slightly.
Anti-magic field.
Okay. Hey, big guy. Want to try this door?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try the bugbear
There's
lockpick.
a fridge on the other side.
What I mean?
Okay, I will try and push the door.
Or pull.
Does it slide or is it open or?
It looks like it should be able to swing open, swing inward.
Inward? Okay.
Alright, let me see what happens.
Which way is in?
So, what am I, is that?
Inward, which way?
Yeah, away from you.
Okay.
Just adding my strength modifier to the roll.
Okay.
That was 16.
16. All right. What are you hacking at it? Are you pushing it?
I was pushing it.
Pushing it. Okay. You can try to push it, and it's very sturdy.
I look for any sign of a lock.
You find one.
Oh.
There's a keyhole. That's like one of those ones where it's got a cover that sort of slides away, or maybe actually pushes in, and right in the center of the door. It's like sort of looks at first glance it looks flush with the surface, but as you feel around, your finger touches it, and the little door kind of goes in, and you can look in, and it's this big, like it looks like a giant key fits into it.
Like how giant?
Like a key maybe this size. The opening is, I don't know, probably like that.
Did I see anything on one of those robots we killed?
Not specifically. You weren't specifically looking though.
Yeah.
Can we look through the keyhole to the other side?
Yeah. You look in, and it's dark in there, but you hear. This is what you hear. You hear.
It's a pendulum.
Sounds like my brother loves sleeping.
It also could be an assembly line.
Many things that it could be.
Well, we're in a giant clockwork thing. I think it's a pendulum.
None of us have the ability to open locked doors. Do it.
Glorf is your thief, and he is not present because he's my character.
Okay. I have one of the torches, so I go and check out the bodies of all those robots, see if I can find some sort of key among them.
Okay. As you examine the bodies, you find that they look like the bodies of dead robots.
Pick up one of their arms and shove it in the keyhole.
That's not what I was looking for.
It gets stuck in there and jams.
Oh. I try to pull it back out.
It breaks off and leaves the hand inside.
Okay. Okay.
I don't see any way in if it's locked.
May I assist?
What are you gonna do?
I'll step forward towards the door, and I turn back and say, as my master used to say, knock loudly on the door of man, and sometimes he lets you in. Kind of like a fortune cookie.
Okay.
And so I'm going to thaumaturgy my voice, so I will yell 3 times as loud and pound on the door, "Hey, let us in!"
Okay. A moment passes in silence, and then you hear a voice from within saying, "Yes? Who's there?"
It is us. Your robot, I try to make my voice sound like a robot. It is us. Your robot overlord. We left the key in our other back pocket parts.
Alright, just for that, the door cracks. You hear, like, you wait a few seconds and you hear from the inside, and then the door eases open
Get
and
ready.
cracks it, and then there a little face, 2 eyes, peer out from within.
Were we ready for this? All right, I'll keep pretending to be a robot.
And then the thing says, you don't look like robots to me, and starts
Put
pushing
a foot in the door.
and starts pushing the door shut.
I mage hand my little piece of robot into
Okay, so you pull it out of your pack and
it just flies over there on its own.
okay. Alright, so just as this whatever it is tries to shut the door, this piece of metal wedges in and stops it. And she keeps trying to push. It's like, oh no! You're not who you said you were!
It seems like your door is jammed there. Perhaps we could fix it.
Like it's there.
Alright, what do you do?
Okay, the door's unlocked. Let's open it. Or
Actually, we are looking for someone. Perhaps you could help?
I'm not supposed to help outsiders.
We have permission to be here from your central whatever it was called.
the
your central intelligence.
the office
agency,
of
whatever.
I know the hold on.
Also, if
The central office of processing and requests. Make an intelligence check to see if you can remember the name of that. Everybody can do that so that you can like
15.
I voluntarily fail.
Yeah, you remember. We have permission from the Central Office of Processing and Requests, and she
I got
says,
20.
"You got a 20? Okay, so you definitely remember that." And she says, "You wouldn't lie to me, would you?"
Of course not. I produced the badge briefly, just for a second, and put it away.
Okay, she says, "Can I get a closer look at that, please? I didn't quite catch it."
Okay, can I see if it has anything that actually would restrict or say that we're not allowed to go into this level?
It's really just like a punch card with. Remember, it's
Sure.
got the picture.
So
of
nothing that I
the-
understand.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
binary.
go ahead.
Right, it's just a bunch of ones and zeros across the whole thing.
I pull
Do
it
we have
out
anything that
and
can alter the appearance of something?
Oh,
hold it.
good question. Do you?
I don't.
Not me personally.
We wouldn't know what it turns into.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it would be. So I just hold it out. Just out of reach if they want to
Okay.
try to reach for it.
All right, so you see, it's this short individual, and she pulls the door open just a little more and tries to reach for it,
It's just a few inches out of reach.
and she reaches out this metallic arm and tries to grab for it, and she's a little closer, please. Can't quite reach it.
I look over at An'hek, give him raised eyebrows.
All right,
I know what that means. Open the door.
What do you do?
Alright. I'm gonna shove the door.
You're gonna
Adding my
shove it
strength
open?
modifier, I get 23.
Okay. You shove that door open and she goes flying. Straight back and tumbles. And you see, as you open the door and your torchlights shine in, you see you have nearly pushed her into this apparatus that stretches the length of the room. So this is a long tunnel-like room. It's circular. And there's a catwalk. Like a narrow catwalk that runs down the center of the room.
And let me guess, it's an assembly line.
Well, every about 10 or 15 feet or so, there's a break in the catwalk. And running in opposite directions are these gears that are spinning around this track. So like the whole, the circular shape of this room is like all teeth, and then these gears are going
Okay.
and then this one, the next one's going like that, and so there's about 6 of these across down the length of this room, which leads to another door at the end.
Ah. And what does this person look like that we just set flying?
She looks more. She looks like basically an old woman in robot form. She doesn't look like the Modrons. She looks more like human.
Humanoid.
Yeah, but she's all made of metal.
I look at her when I push the door and she flies across the room, and I go, "It's unlawful to keep doors closed in people's spaces that belong here. It's quite rude."
She's like, but I'm the keeper of the door. Intruders are not intruders are not supposed to enter. Sorry, what
We
did you
have
say?
passes. We're not intruders.
Those passes, if I'm correct, do not apply to this area. They allow you only entrance to the main area of the cathedral.
I hold up my pass and I'm like, do I look like I can read this?
She says, come to think of it, not really.
We will leave as soon as we find Devlin Spark and can return with him safely. Did he enter here? Or did anyone?
Were there any other trespassers?
She sighs and slumps her shoulders and says, I allowed an intruder to enter here, but please don't tell my superiors. My Octon will be very displeased with me.
Your secret is safe with us.
Our Octon,
What'd you say,
our
Andy?
Octon would be really. I said our Octon would be really displeased if we don't return with him.
That is for sure. So you can, as you come further into the room where this gauntlet starts, you can see in the gears there are like splatters of blood.
Gore.
Yeah, there's and there are actually like more machine parts kind of strewn in the bottoms of this room, and then if you look down you can kind of see what looks like maybe a viscera, like the remains of something non-mechanical or someone.
Is it edible?
For you probably, but you'd have to climb down into the inner workings, and that would be painful. Yeah.
There's something here non-mechanical.
Something that passed through this way.
How big are the gaps that these gears are running through?
The gaps are like the breaks in the catwalkers, maybe 6 feet thick, something like that. So these gears that are flying through here, it seems like they're just moving of their own energy somehow. Are about that thick.
And they're high enough that they are above the platform when they come down, right?
Mm-hmm. There's like barely enough room for them to pass what would be overhead, maybe 7 or 8 feet above the surface of the platform.
So how often do they come by?
They're moving pretty fast. They're like each one is, like I said, going the opposite direction of the one before. So it's it's like one of those rides where you're on the ship and they get up to the top and then they come down. Except they just keep doing that every time.
I turn to the robot woman. Can you perhaps stop these gears for us?
I am sorry, I am unable to do so for intruders.
Did the other intruder make it across?
Some of them did.
How?
By moving very quickly.
Alright.
What happened to the one intruder that you allowed in?
He made it through.
Okay, so our quest is not over yet.
Alright, if I watch where it goes around, is there any point in the middle of its rotation where the gear itself never goes to? Like, I mean, unless the gear is taking up fully
Like,
half the room.
Is there like a hole in the middle where it's going around?
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Not really, because the space that it doesn't take up when it's at the top, it does take up when it's
Okay.
at the bottom.
So it's going like this.
Essentially, I mean, it's not that tight, obviously, because it's a circle. So there's some gap, yeah,
But
but
not much.
not by much. No.
Okay.
Not enough that we could fit through.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a +1 acrobatics, but even I don't trust myself going through that tiny hole.
Here's an idea. So when it's down, It's like
It's
six
blocking the
6
way.
feet higher, 6 or 7 feet.
Yeah, something like
So how about we each take turns climbing on top of An'hek, and then because it kind of slow. Well, no, where is it?
It's slowing down at
Slows
the top.
At the top, which means we have the
and
best time
speeding
going
up.
at the bottom, or going through the bottom when it's at the top.
Yeah, does anybody
He just
have...
suggests climbing on me?
Do what?
He just suggests climbing on me.
Yeah. Does anybody have acrobatics or something decent in it?
Not really.
I got one.
I guess this is not the right part of the right half of the party to be. We've got a monk who's sitting back at home base.
Okay, let's see. I don't have any spells that can be useful here.
I take some of the broken robot pieces that are around, and I just kind of gather them all into a pile and try to shove them into one section so they all fall into like
Attempt to jam it.
Yeah,
Mm.
one spot on the gears where it'll.
So like wait till it goes to the top and then shove them down into it and then have them fall to the bottom and have it roll. Yeah, it like jitters a little bit, but it essentially crushes them like a train on a quarter.
All right.
Didn't think it would actually.
Wait. Aren't we going about this all wrong?
How so?
I like your idea, Kroth, but wouldn't a simple vibration disrupt the very precise and calibrated system that's before us?
I don't think you can.
How many ways are you going to use thaumaturgy that's not supposed to be used?
Frederick, it's all about how you use it, not what it actually does.
Fair point.
Just because the tremors are harmless doesn't mean it can't disrupt the circuitry and the gear work.
Mm.
I mean, if one of the teeth gets out of line with another tooth, who knows what could happen?
Yeah,
I mean, I thought about jamming the woman in there, but I don't think that was possible.
I mean, it can't hurt. I make tremors.
She's standing off to the side, fidgeting like with her hands, just nervously like waiting and watching what you guys do.
How big is the door?
The door, it
The
was
big giant bronze door.
15 feet wide, so it's probably at least 25 feet high, maybe.
How far across is this gap?
Each of
about
the
6
gaps,
feet.
there's 6 of them.
Okay.
Each of the gaps is about 6 feet. But
What's
the
everybody's charisma, by the way?
catwalk is only about 5
Oh,
feet
there's a
wide.
catwalk.
Yeah.
Anybody
Charisma?
here got it better than 15?
Again, wrong half of the party. The snake dudes has like a 20.
Wait, for what?
I mean,
Charisma.
Tommy's character, Saul.
What are we trying to do?
I don't know.
Charisma.
I was gonna say she's here. She's a resource. Why don't we talk with the robot? Convincingly.
Well, I was saying if we could somehow unhinge the door and get it to fall onto the track, that might be strong enough to stop them.
Okay, you
What,
look,
just like ride the door?
look for the door's hinges.
Okay, you see them. They're inside.
Does it look like they could possibly be removed?
Not easy.
A screwdriver.
Hmm. 'Cause that's the only thing I think that might be strong enough to stop them.
Mm.
The big bronze door. But, okay.
How are the doors attached?
They've got these big brass hinges.
Are they pins?
Yeah. I mean, they're pins, but they're locked into place pretty well.
Okay.
I don't know.
I wonder
it
if
shouldn't
they,
be that hard to time a jump or past one of these things.
Have you seen all the viscera? Okay. Can we see all the way across right now?
Yeah, you can see down to the other end. I mean, well, I guess, can you? It's probably
Probably right at the edge.
15 or 20 feet between each one, and then another 6 feet. So you're talking 25 feet times 6,
Oh,
150-ish
oh well then.
plus.
Is anybody trying to call you Rika?
What?
Anyone tried what?
Try calling E.U.R.E.K.A.
No, we haven't.
Maybe they can stop it.
They haven't really helped much.
What, we just gonna call mom anytime something goes wrong?
Yeah, why not?
Does this count as a mechanical trap
Probably.
or a complex trap?
It is definitely a mechanical trap. Yeah.
Interesting. Did anybody have something that interacts with traps or mechanical traps?
No, we're not thieves.
Yeah.
Rogues, whatever. You're the only one who might. You just have like find traps or something.
Hey, Heel Kings, if you're still watching, thanks for the follow, bud. Appreciate it. Just got the notification. We got to follow.
Nice.
Okay. You, lady, what's your name?
I am Wilmex 5000.
Okay, Wilma, let's go. Wilmex.
Oh, so now we're doing my idea, talking to the robot?
We ran out of other ideas. Okay. Have you been able to get through this ever before?
I have never tried. My programming prohibits it.
Okay.
How
Alright,
did
then.
the other guy get through it?
He was very fast.
That's not helpful.
Do you have expeditious retreat?
Fast and dexterous.
No. I'm a blaster.
I wonder if the bard has it.
Someone did, I'm pretty sure.
It's probably Tommy.
I mean, I have jump.
What do you got?
That could potentially help, but not really, because it doesn't change speed, just distance.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have anything that really helps.
Thunder Wave wouldn't do enough.
I can cast Gust to give someone that little extra push.
I can cast Fog Cloud to make everything harder.
Actually, my Gust is pretty significant. One medium or smaller creature that you choose must succeed on strength save, so you could choose to fail, or be pushed up to 5 feet away from you. So if you're jumping out at the same time as I cast that, that would
It'll push you.
push you 5
You'll
feet,
get an extra
and
5
plus
feet.
your own jump right at the same time. So that would actually be pretty good.
It's true.
And is that a
How many times do you
Cantrip.
cast?
cantrip? So you can. Okay.
I can keep on doing
You'd
it.
have to duck jump so that you wouldn't jump too high as to hit your head on the thing as it goes
Yeah,
above.
but that is something we can do.
Okay.
I don't know if I could do it on myself
No, you won't be able to do it on yourself.
when you're pushed 5 feet away from me.
Okay. Well. What a conundrum we are facing.
Quite.
Ask her what did wheels do?
What do the wheels do?
Yeah.
They prevent outsiders from entering this restricted area.
Ah. Okay.
So how does one get past it legally?
By being not an outsider.
So there's a way to turn them off.
Yes, she already said that she doesn't turn them off for people who aren't supposed to be here.
But it is possible to turn them off.
She, when you say that, she just looks around sheepishly and doesn't answer.
I
Well,
want to search the wall.
let us search around.
Okay. You start searching around, you search the wall, and the wall behind her has several keyholes in it, just like the one in the door.
Okay.
Can we see her
I was gonna say,
carrying keys?
where'd it go?
Is she carrying keys?
Not in an obvious manner.
Do I see any keys among the debris?
No.
Okay.
I look at her and I go, there's two ways we can get past this. You know how which ways those are?
Judging by your size and apparent strength, I may have a feeling.
Yeah, I can either ask you politely and legally to stop it for me, or I can take you apart until I find the key.
I have been threatened with disassembly before, but I am always rebuilt. I have no fear in my programming.
Disassembled by a bugbear?
I cannot say that I have. However, I am not programmed to be afraid. Therefore, I must be brave no matter how I am threatened.
And why are you shivering?
Because I'm not afraid.
Your programming is flawed.
Perhaps.
I take a sharp step forward and ask her for the key.
She goes, cringes back, and just waits. She just waits to be destroyed.
Let us threaten this old woman.
Age is relative.
Age is just a number. Yeah, she actually looks like, if you take a second and look at her, like she's got old, like her hair is like wire, like real thin wire, and she even the surface of the metal that makes her up, like her face is almost wrinkly. Like,
You've been here a while, haven't you?
I was created a long time ago. I have guarded this room for as long as I can remember.
And they just come by every once in a while and modify your pieces to make you look older?
I do not know how I look. I have never seen myself.
What would be the punishment for allowing
I pull up my
someone
mask.
outside like us through that gate?
The punishment for such a deed would be that I would have my programming improved.
So you'd be rewarded.
in a manner of speaking, yes.
And you've already committed this crime because you already lit one person through.
Oh, yes.
And you asked us not to tell, which we could if you don't let us.
I certainly could, I suppose.
Do you want to make an intimidation check?
Yeah, you want to try that, Andy? You want
Intimidation
to
check.
intimidate?
Yeah, that's totally what's going on here.
Okay. Let's see. I rolled a 17, and I only have I have nothing in it.
So,
A 7? Oh, you have nothing in intimidate?
Because it's charisma.
No.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, no, I'm nothing in it.
Yeah, I'm actually more intimidated.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you try? If that's your thing.
I was trying to do it earlier, but nobody wanted to talk to the robot. Try and let you guys figure this out for the last one.
we have to get rid of every possible option before we try diplomacy.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make my voice loud again.
Okay.
This isn't diplomacy, it's intimidation.
I'm gonna speak like the robot overlord,
Okay.
and I'm gonna roll a dice. I did much worse. I got a 10.
Okay.
Well, was the 17 enough? Anyway? You didn't...
She shakes, and then when your voice gets loud, she like cringes away and makes herself small, but she doesn't give
Take
in.
us to your leader.
she like kind of closes her eyes and squints and is like, "I'm sorry, please don't hurt me. I'm not allowed to let you in."
What kind of person would have these keys?
What keys?
Okay, An'hek, just hold her, and we'll search for the keys anywhere on their body.
Does she have pockets?
I take a second and I say, look, we want to do this legal for us, which means you let us through, we are no longer going to bother you. We can't tell on you. It's just a win-win for you. And no one knows that we're here, but no one's going to know that we've been through there.
Yeah, if we give you the keys back, as long as there's no surveillance, exactly, they'll never know.
But why must you go in? Intruders are not supposed to enter this area.
We wish to remove the other intruder.
We are trying to find our friend and take him back before it's too late.
I see. And you wouldn't lie to me, would you?
Everything
I am
we've
a
told you
furry
is
prince.
true.
I have no reason to lie. And I want to get this over with because I'm hungry.
She looks at you and she says, "That's not true. You told me you were robots when you first came here."
No, he said that. I said nothing of the sort. And I can tell you, we have come here to remove the intruder.
She says,
Well, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I'm not a robot, I'm a cyborg. And I thaumaturgy my eyes into, like, cyborg eyeballs.
You're not helping.
I don't think this is working.
Yeah, but that's a legal thing I can do. I can make my eyes look like they're robotic.
Make your eyes look different.
So I have robot
Yeah.
eyes for a
okay.
minute.
She looks at you and shudders and says, I can't, if I let you through and something bad happens, I will be improved to a greater degree than ever before.
Sounds great.
Do not worry, sister. My programming makes sure that nothing will go wrong.
For a moment, the internet like took your voice and made it sound actually like auto-tune robotic.
I think he was doing that
No,
too.
I was doing some of that
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, no, you're doing that, but the internet helped. It like made it better, maybe even better than you were doing
Internet makes everything better.
it. Yeah.
I also tell her that
Go ahead, Andy.
I also tell her that if anything goes wrong, we will swear that we never saw her.
You'll swear that what?
That we never saw her.
It is impossible to pass through this room without seeing me.
We entered through a different way.
This is the only way.
Oh, that's good to know.
Are you imagining the same thing I am? Like, my cyborg eyeballs are like changing their focus in and out, and
Yeah.
maybe they have like fake laser beams.
Yeah, she's freaked out. She averts her eyes from
We
it.
could say that we forced the door open so strongly that we threw you back off the edge and therefore never saw you. Which is almost true.
But that would mean I would have to go down there.
Here's the thing. By letting that other person through, you made a mistake. Our job here is to undo your mistake, so it'll be as if it never happened. And therefore, nothing wrong will have happened.
Do you promise?
I swear on fire, which I value very much.
And then you also promise that you will cause no further damage?
Indeed.
To the best of our ability.
Just yes. Just yes.
Okay, just as you guys are saying that, you feel the building begin to shudder. It goes like a tremor and then stops.
I'm afraid time is short.
And she says, "Oh no, the cleanup efforts must not be going very well." Well, she looks around worriedly and says, "If you promise you will be as quick as possible, and you will undo my mistake so that my Octon never learns of it, then perhaps I can let you through.
Yes.
You promise? All of you?"
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, we promise.
Okay. Alright, she walks over to the wall and extends her hand, and it transformers. It goes into a key, and she slides the key into the wall.
I had the right idea.
Yeah.
And as soon as she does that, the rolling gears begin to slow. And then after it takes like a long time, after a few minutes they settle into their troughs and then stop. So they're these big, like 7 foot tall arcs.
Probably
In
have
the
to
well.
climb over.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
She says, "Please understand, I must start the gears up again as soon as you pass through safely. So Whenever you come back, you will need to give me fair warning. I hope that you are not in a hurry, given what lies beyond here.
What lies beyond here?
She says, "Go, quickly. There isn't much time."
Fly, you fools.
Okay, we start climbing over the gears.
We shall erase the error. Let's go.
Alright, as you climb over the first one, you get that, like, sort of sticky feeling.
Oh.
And get over and then do the rest. So you get all the way down the other side of the room, and her hand is still in the wall, and she clicks back and pulls it out, and they start up again. And you get to this door, which is a smaller version of the bigger door that you came through. And she's like, "Oh, one moment," and you hear her, like, calling across, and her hand transforms again into a different key. She sticks it into that wall and turns it, and you hear a click, and the door in front of you creaks open.
Okay.
I smell the sticking liquid, and it smells like transmission fluid.
It actually smells like blood, and you lick it off your fingers because we all know you like blood.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's like having
Transmission blood?
no, it's actually like, bio.
Well, if you see these were literal transformers, then yes, it would be transmission fluid. That's the blood, because that's literally their blood.
Yeah, it's biological material. It's your kind of snack, An'hek.
Well, okay. We have successfully negotiated. I have agreed to run a repair program to erase the mistake, which is
Yes,
created.
you have.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Because we all know that 2 wrongs make a right.
Hey, in math, kind of. That kind of does work, actually.
we're good at finding the wrongs. We just need to find the right.
Yeah.
Double negative, it kind of works.
So we press on through the door.
Okay. You go through the door. There's a small tunnel, which turns out to be just an alcove, and you come to the other side, and find yourselves along a wall similar to the one that you came in through. So it's like the other side of this face that comes up and down and all around you. Except instead of gears in front of you, there is a pathway. There's a walkway that just juts out
Into the darkness.
into the darkness. No handrails.
Of course not.
Oh,
wide
it's
is the path?
really dark.
Yeah.
How wide is the path?
10 feet.
Okay.
And it does feel maybe a little colder. There's like, whereas inside the other area you could feel things moving, but the air was kind of like stale and had that oily smell to it. Now out here, there's like a breeze, like a draft almost.
Thayne,
Yes.
I
I'm
forgot
not
to mention,
Kroth.
I know light
Kroth.
because I'm SMR.
Yeah.
Okay, well we have torches.
We have torches. I can be made of fire if I
Wouldn't it
wish.
be cooler if I cast light on my quarterstaff?
Yeah, light on the quarterstaffs. That's
You
classic.
can have many
Dungeon
different
cool.
things.
Fire is always better than light.
Mm,
Can I
it's best to have both.
check
To
what
me,
the hell the-
fire is always better.
What'd you say, Andy?
Can I do a check and like smell the air and see what I smell?
Sure.
Yeah, we don't know if there's flammable stuff down here.
Well, the torches have been on the whole time.
Yeah, we've had torches this whole time.
We would have exploded a long time ago then.
Yeah.
Let's say I have a -1 in nature and a -1 in survival, so they're not going to do anything.
Plus all the bonfires.
You want me to make the check?
Got a -1 in perception too. Well, I rolled a 14, so I don't know what that'll do.
That'd be a 13, I guess.
I end up with an 18
18. All right.
in survival.
It feels like you have breached a sort of barrier. You don't know why you feel that way or how you know, but I mean, of course, Sean, you chalk it up to Obed High, but you have a sense that you have passed through something, when you left that room.
What do you mean passed through? Like something magical? Something
Like it feels different out here. Yeah, it could have been magical. It could have been some sort of unseen spiritual
like this
field.
was sealed.
Maybe it may even have a sort of magnetic quality to it.
Interesting. Anybody got a compass?
Nope.
It's like spinning around.
Well, I guess we just go forward at this point. Right? Okay. I guess I take the lead.
Okay.
Is everyone else to chicken?
I believe it has been proven that I am not meant to take the lead
Yes.
several times already.
Yeah, if anything, Andy should lead. What's your armor class, Andy?
And hit.
Armor class of 15.
I should lead then. I have a
Nice.
16.
Mine's 16 as well.
Mine's
Oh,
12.
why don't you lead?
Well, also, Andy has more health as well.
Yeah.
An'hek.
Yeah, he's a barbarian.
Oh, before we can proceed, the world needs to be drawn.
Yeah. It is now drawn. You will see it catch up in a moment on the stream. So who's in front?
I guess I am.
Okay. So An'hek and Fred.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddy.
Freddy.
You can call me Freddy.
I thought you only wanted to be called Frederick Von Frederick.
Yeah.
No, Freddy is. You use that in your bio.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Freddy the War Mage.
Freddy the War Mage.
Okay.
That's another.
Okay.
I would rather not stand next to the edge, so I would suggest we all walk single file
To hide your numbers.
to not fall off in case of strong winds.
Yes, that's a
Hide
good
our
idea.
numbers and avoid the blast points.
Right. So is that good? So we got An'hek, and then Freddy, and then Norfir, and followed by Kroth taking up the rear.
Yeah, I think that's the best.
Okay.
All right. You step out onto this platform, and it's got a slight downward slope to it, almost too subtle to feel. But you follow it for quite a distance. Well, not quite a distance. You follow it for a short distance, and you get out. And by the way, when you leave, you hear the door click shut behind you. Not that that means anything,
Yeah,
but
we knew
it
that.
shuts.
The
Yeah, I didn't
antivirus
do
software is on its way.
Yeah.
Are you saying they're coming to get us, or we're the antivirus?
No, we are the antivirus software.
And you get to about here, you notice that there's been a break in the path. There's crumbled stone ahead of you, and everybody can roll for initiative as shapes rise up from either side of you.
Shapes, my greatest weakness.
Shapes, metallic shapes.
I rolled a nat 20.
Nat 20.
12.
I rolled a non-natural 20.
Which might still be better than his natural type, depending on what his dexterity is.
Not very dexterity should be okay.
I don't use it for anything.
Well, I mean, without armor, the armor is con plus dex.
Let me know when you're plugging in initiatives,
So-
Jay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
9.
9. And Frederick.
20.
Okay. An'hek.
Nat 20 with initiative of 1.
Okay. And Kroth.
12.
All right. And then, okay, An'hek, you are first. There are floating, there are flying drones around you.
Oh boy.
What do these drones look like?
They look like the the Modrons or the Duodrones that you fought before, except they have wings.
How many are there?
There are 6. They're flying in formation around you, hovering about eye level, maybe a little higher. They're sort of coming down at you, and they're shouting things about you not being allowed to enter this restricted area.
Oh, all right then.
I tell them I bring a message that they need to report back to, what is it called? Their, the big guy.
They take out weapons and look like they want to throw them at you.
Oh, see, that's a mistake. Now I'm getting busted up.
So are they coming down the path, or they're coming from all sides?
They're coming from either side of you. They're floating in midair. And they actually get to a certain point and they don't come any closer.
Oh, they're ranged.
Yeah, they'll probably throw things like those other guys did.
Yeah, matter of fact, they start pulling them out. They're like these long brass toothpicks.
Whose turn is it?
It's An'hek's first. He's trying to talk to them.
So I'm going to pull out my 2 hand axes, and I'm going to start chucking.
Okay.
Well, actually, wait a minute. I got long reach.
Ooh, are they?
There is... the closest one is 10 feet off of the path. So if I put them in squares, then like this.
Okay, if they're there, then you can't quite.
So they're just out of reach.
They're just barely out of your reach, unfortunately.
No, let's say this one's hovering just a little
Okay, well
closer.
then if he stands on the edge,
He's
then
the
he
runt.
can hit it.
He's the runt that's like out of formation. So there's one that you can, if you tiptoe on the edge, you can reach out and slash.
Alright, well, I'm going to reach out and smack him.
Okay. Is your main weapon a great axe, or do you just have 2 hand axes?
My main weapon is a great axe. I have 2 hand axes, and I have 2 javelins.
Okay, so you're using your great axe?
Actually, I was going to use my hand axes because that allows me to do double attack.
Oh, okay. Alrighty.
See, I rolled a 14 with a +7 is a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So it's D6 plus 5. That is 7 for
Okay.
the first hit.
Alright.
And the second one, I just rolled a 14.
That misses.
Okay.
Oh, you rolled a 14?
Yeah.
Plus whatever your bonus is? Yeah, that'll hit as well.
Actually, I don't know. Do you use the bonus on the second hit?
Yes, just not to damage.
Yeah, just not. Yeah, just it's you get the to hit bonus, but not the damage bonus for your strength.
I don't want for the damage. Okay, I knew it was one or the other or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just a D6. Alright, and that's another 3 points.
Okay. He looks like you hurt him. You slashed a couple pieces off of him.
How much damage did you do total?
You did 10.
Ooh,
I think it was a total of
these guys are a bit tougher.
Yeah, total of 10. Lord Frederick. Von Frederick.
Okay, Lord Frederick Von Frederick. Let's see. I will. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I will shoot the one that he was attacking with the firebolt.
Okay. Give him a little zot.
Give him the finger guns.
Yeah.
15.
That hits.
Okay. 4 damage.
Okay, he's a little toasted, but still flying.
Dang it.
Still flying.
I was hoping to finish him off.
Okay, Kroth.
There's no way I can hit more than one, so
No,
I'm not going to waste a big spell. I'll cast Ray of Frost on the same one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a miss. And then I will back up.
I give you a dirty look for using a cold spell in my presence.
Dead. Alright, it is their turn. So,
Wait,
huh?
oh yeah, they're faster than me.
Yeah, they're slightly faster than you. Okay. So, let's see. I'm gonna say 2 on An'hek. Those both miss. 1 on Glorf, that misses.
Sorry for leaving you behind, but
Ooh,
I
that's
think it's better for all of us if I don't fall again.
that's a natty twinzo on Norfir. On Norfir, sorry. Norfir Torbek. 4. 8 damage, Norfir.
I'm down to 1.
Oh boy. Freddy does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. So you take 7.
Okay, I got 2 left.
And then a miss. Alright. Norfir, your turn.
Okay. How much damage did we mark that one guy?
He's taken 14 damage and still up.
Yeah.
It's still up. Okay. I will reach out my hands, and this sort of glowing bubble surrounds me, and I cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
That doesn't take my turn, though, right?
That is an action, I believe.
That is a spell, though.
Yeah, it depends. If you can cast it as a bonus action, then you can do something non-spell as well. But
It is bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one bonus action.
Do you have a ranged weapon?
No, and you said I probably can't reach these guys, can I?
No.
Correct.
So this makes me almost wish I had the thing that. Well, no, I'd have to give that up over Chalet. That's not worth.
Shillelagh.
I'll ready the dodge action.
Okay. You will ready a dodge. Back to An'hek.
Okay. Am I able to move any closer to any of them?
This is as close as it gets for you.
Alright, well, I'm gonna try and smack the same one, I guess.
Alright. Seriously, nobody here has a ranged weapon.
We're using spells.
I've ranged
I have
spells.
Sure.
javelins I can throw, I got hand axes I can throw.
Okay.
Yeah, so he has a couple of.
I do have a ranged attack. I just didn't want to use it yet. Saving it.
Let's see. Yeah, that's not gonna work. A 2 is not gonna hit.
Nope, not so much.
How big of a jump is that? Oh, that's a big jump.
Okay, 12 and 7 is 19.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So that's just a 6. 3 more damage.
Alright, brings him down. He explodes in the air and plummets.
So how much damage was that?
He did a total of, or he took a total of 17, I think. Freddy, your turn.
Oh man, there's 5 more. I would try running, except that we can't jump over that thing, that gap easily.
When we look down, is it just a pit, as far as we can see?
Yeah.
Man, I guess. Oh, 15-foot cone. How far is that?
You could hit one.
Just one?
One of those.
Okay. Guess all I can do is shoot one. I don't think our fog cloud will come handy because we can't really run anywhere. So yeah, shoot one. I'm gonna shoot this one.
Okay.
17.
That hits.
8 damage.
Alright. Solid hit. Okay, Kroth.
Even if I did max damage, it probably wouldn't go down, but I don't have anything better to do.
I think they might have like 15 or 16 points.
Yeah, so I'll do Ray of Frost on the same one that he just hit.
Okay.
That should hit 20 for 1 point of damage.
1, okay. Alright, it does indeed hit.
You just cooled him off from being on fire. Great job.
Yeah. His armor. His
I was
burning
hoping
armor
that the
starts
sudden
to
shift
freeze.
in temperatures would have extra.
Oh yeah. Good.
Okay, so Norfir, Shield of Faith gives you +2 AC, plus you have dodge, which gives you what?
They will have disadvantage on
Oh,
attack.
okay. Alright. So
The one
that's
that I
a miss.
hit moves slower.
Yeah, that's a miss. Alright, so they miss Norfir a lot.
That's good.
You had them all shoot at me.
No, a couple of them do. Freddy, they miss you.
Good.
An'hek, you get hit for 5, An'hek.
5 damage?
Yep.
Okay.
And then another miss.
You can afford to take a hit.
Alright, you notice that as these guys are throwing these toothpick javelins at you, they reach in to take out more, and some of them are out. They only had like 2 or 3,
Okay.
and they were out. So you can infer from that what you will. But Norfir, back to your turn. And those ones that find themselves out of ammo begin moving closer towards you.
Oh, they're gonna approach us?
Yeah.
Are they already approaching us? Or are they still too far for me to hit them?
There is one that has come to the edge that you can hit from where you're standing.
This is a situation where I think I need to switch over into buff mode. Right?
I mean, technically you're buffed somewhat. You have Shield of Faith on yourself.
No. I have another spell with me, so I will clasp my hands together.
Is Shield of Faith concentration?
No. I don't think so. Let me see. Bonus action buff. Doesn't say anything about concentrating.
Yeah, duration concentration up to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
last
it is
10 minutes as
concentrated.
long as you concentrate on it, yeah, which means you can't cast another
If
spell.
I cast a different spell, I lose my concentration.
You can't cast another concentration spell.
Oh,
Which
okay.
it sounded like you were
Let me
probably
see.
going to do.
Oh, and bless is concentration. Let me see. Shalai isn't though, right? Shillelagh?
Shillelagh? Yeah, Shillelagh is not, I don't think.
Let me see.
I don't think so.
Let me check. I got
It is not.
another window.
It is not concentration.
It's not.
Sweet. Alright.
We have
I'm
a
going to Shillelagh my
How many
stick.
spells do you get?
How much what?
How many spells do you get? Because you already cast 2.
Well, Shillelagh is a
Shillelagh is a
cantrip.
cantrip.
Oh, that's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
Yeah, my cantrips are Shillelagh, Guidance, and Thaumaturgy. My spells, Shield of Faith I've already used. I have Bless. I already used Healing Word on you. I have
Yeah, I think
Cure Wounds.
I
and
think you're out of
Guidance.
spells. Out of non-cantrips.
On what?
for your daily spells, your first level spells.
Oh yeah, I've already used it.
Yeah.
So you're saying I'm right.
Okay, so you cast Shillelagh on your weapon. On your quarterstaff?
On my quarterstaff.
Okay.
And I'm gonna beef him in the head.
Alright.
So I get to roll my wisdom instead, right? That's how this works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is a 20.
That'll hit. It's a solid hit.
Well, no, it was a natural 20, so it's 23.
Yeah, so if it's a natural 20, then you get to double your damage dice.
Sweet. So I rolled d8s for this instead of... Isn't a quarterstaff normally like a pitiful d4, d6?
It's a d6 normally, but the shillelagh makes it a d8.
Yeah. This is also magical.
Mm-hmm.
10.
10 damage. Alright. That is a very solid strike.
Did you add your wisdom bonus to that too? Just let you do that?
No, I didn't, so I add another 3 to that number.
Attack and damage rolls, yep.
Attack and
It's
It's 13.
your wisdom instead of your strength.
Yeah, I rolled that to hit, but I wasn't thinking about
Damage.
the extra damage.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Alright, so
So that's
13.
13 damage.
13.
Alright, yeah, so that's a real solid hit. An'hek, your turn.
When I get hit with the 5 damage, I drop down to one knee and I act like I'm surrendering, and I have the hand axes in my hands, but I lay my hands flat on the ground with my hands over the hand axes.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I give up. Just come get me.
Okay.
There's actually one close enough for you to just hit.
Yeah, there's one that has flown close since it ran out of ammo, and Freddy blasted that one last turn. So you can kind of move over and be in range to hit it. If you do that, your friends are still fighting, so they're not really gonna like pay much attention to your surrender necessarily. Although that's clever tactic, but
I was kind of hoping to grab one and throw it into the other.
yeah. Well, a couple of them are starting to fly closer, so.
Alright, I'll move over and attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one
Does
that
that
I,
cause him to move any closer to me?
Not at the moment. He's in the process of moving toward you, though.
with your reach, you can hit him.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a 24 for a hit.
That'll do it.
And it's 8 damage.
That blows him up.
Yeah. I think that might have been just enough, even.
Alright, so you have another attack, right?
Yeah.
So can he 5 step that way? Alright, so you step to the other edge of the platform, and there's another one coming in from the other side. This one hasn't been damaged yet, though. Man, thank goodness he's with you guys. I mean, I wouldn't have thrown 6 at you if he wasn't.
I don't think a 9's gonna hit him.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Alright. Is that all?
That's it.
Okay, Freddy.
Okay.
I'm wondering why our barbarian has not used rage.
Oh yeah, because I didn't send him a picture of all his ability cards, just his character sheet.
Right.
Rage,
Barbarian.
reckless attack,
Rage.
secret animals, beast sense, surprise attack. Yeah.
Hey, don't talk about my mood swings.
Still in denial about that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty baller.
Back up a little bit. And shoot a firebolt at the one that he just... Oh, that's right, he actually missed it.
Yeah, you missed it.
Actually, is there a damaged one? One
Yes,
was damaged.
that one's highly damaged because Norfir critted it his
Okay.
last turn.
Okay, then I go up here and I fire ouch.
Fire bolt.
Fire bolts.
Firebolt.
I shoot my finger guns at him.
Yeah.
That's a miss.
Dang it.
So.
Okay.
So I will follow it.
I jump off the bridge.
Disgrace! I have failed. Alright, yep. Kroth, you're up.
I hit him for 1 point of damage.
Yay! He's still up! And it's his turn now. This guy flies over to Norfir. This guy goes to Freddy. This guy goes to An'hek. Now both of those guys actually attack An'hek because he's the bigger, scarier one. An'hek does an 18 hit you?
Probably.
Yeah, my armor class is 15.
Okay. You take 7 damage.
Ouch.
Alright.
You still up?
Yeah,
Okay.
barely.
That one misses Norfir, and that one also misses Norfir. Norfir, it is your turn. You've got 2 on you. Coming from opposite sides. They don't like you. They're trying to hurt you real bad.
Mass spells.
We don't like you. You're not
Which
one of
one
us.
is? Oh, go ahead.
No. It's your turn.
Yeah, Norfir?
I know. I'm just thinking
Oh, okay.
if I have anything else interesting to do besides beat him with my stick. I guess I don't. I'm gonna bash the one taking the most damage, which is the one on my right.
Yeah, the one in front of you, correct, has who's hovering off of the path, has taken quite a bit of damage.
Let me make sure I'm doing this right. I mean, last time it didn't matter because I rolled a 20, but I've got a +5 to hit because it's using my spell attack trait.
It's using your wisdom instead of your strength bonus.
So that's not a +3; it's a +5, right?
It's. What's your wisdom bonus?
My wisdom bonus is +3. I have 17 wisdom.
So yes, +5 total,
Yeah, +5.
and then +3 damage.
Oh, that's pretty terrible. That's 8. I got a 2.
Yeah. Yeah, that will do it. Anything else?
I mean, there's nothing really else I can do.
Yeah,
don't
no.
think.
I mean, you still got your shield of faith up.
Yeah,
there,
he's,
right?
he's being good as a tank, honestly.
Yeah. Taking some damage.
Take
It's
it
like if I,
pass.
Yeah.
I think I need to work on my build some more because, like, if I
Well, we don't have a full party at the moment, so it's kind of different.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if I go to cast Guidance or Bless, I lose Shield of Faith. That's some anti-synergy I didn't realize when I was picking my spells.
Hmm.
Yeah, concentration you gotta keep track of.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Don't forget though, you will, after this adventure, you'll be leveling up, so you'll be able to make some changes then.
Be sweet. I'd like to just have more spell slots.
Yeah, will you? You
We
will.
all will.
Yeah, you'll all like having more than like
Yeah, tell that to a warlock.
a handful of handful of hit points. Okay, An'hek, your turn. This is a big turn. They've converged on you.
Warlocks have a different mechanic than spell slots.
No,
Warlocks-
they just have very few.
Yeah,
Don't
they
worry
have
about it.
Very limited spell selection. Generally speaking.
So how many are left?
There's 4 total that are left. 2 of them are on you and Freddy. Within reach of you. Neither has been damaged.
There's 2 on me and I can reach both.
Mm-hmm. But
And they have arms.
they're both at full strength, so. You want me to tell you how rage works? I've got the card right here. This is how Barbarian's rage works.
I tell you what, go ahead. Go ahead and be my psychiatrist for a second.
Okay.
And tell me about.
All right. So you're on a platform, a narrow platform with 3 of your people who you've only known for a short time, and they're becoming your friends, right? And their lives are at stake. They're in jeopardy. And there are these stupid robots who are attacking them, and they're just annoying the crap out of you. And you really, really hate these robots. And you know what? It's making you mad. You're getting angry because of the desperation of this. Right. Yeah. Well, sure, but still, the people around you they have the same goal as you, right? All 4 of you are trying to accomplish the same thing. These robots they don't want you to accomplish that thing. They want you to die. And that really, really pisses you off. And so you feel like this heat, right? Starts in your cheeks, maybe spreads down your neck, and then it gets all up in your fur, and you start having this little, like, these tinglies all through your body.
I think he's having an allergic reaction to something.
Yeah, you start seeing spots, and you feel faint, like you're about to pass out. And then an overwhelming anger comes over you. And this all happens within the span of a single bonus action. Okay? And when this bonus action occurs, you get advantage on strength checks and saves. You get +2 to your damage on melee weapon attacks. You have resistance to physical damage, so you only take half of any damage that's done to you. And you can't cast spells or concentrate, which you don't need to do anyway, because you're angry, right? So that happens to you, and you feel like you could just take on the world right now.
What's the bonus to strength checks?
You have advantage on strength checks, but you get +2 damage on your melee weapon attacks.
Advantage meaning that I roll twice and take the higher number.
Right, but that's on strength checks, right?
That's on strength checks. That's not attacks.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is grabbing these two and slinging them and grabbing one by each arm and using them as weapons to slap down the other two.
You can grab each one and slam them together.
Well, thematically cool. I'm not sure how useful that would be.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping to grab one and grab the other one and then run over to the other two and use the ones in my hands as weapons against the two that are still in the air.
Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't work like that.
Also, if you grab one, it might actually pull you off the bridge by accident.
True.
It might unbalance you.
Yeah, they can fly, and they do have force as they're in the air. So that could result in your falling a great distance. But hey, you have extra damage, and you only take half damage when they attack you, so that's pretty cool.
I think I'm going to try slamming them together.
I don't think you can do that, like I said. Not really how that works. You could try to make a grapple check on one, but it could easily grab you back and pull you off the ledge.
Okay, so anything I can really do is bash them with the axes.
You pretty much want to do that.
At this point,
I think.
give it a few levels, then you can start doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so first roll is an 18
That hits.
with 3, hang on one second, 8 damage.
Did you count the +2 from raging?
No, that would be 10 then.
Okay, 10.
Nice.
All right.
The other one's a nat 20,
Ooh.
and that's going to be 6 plus 2. Oh, wait, sorry. 6 plus 5 plus 2.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say that you hit the other one with that. Unless you want to hit the same one.
No, I'll say the other one.
Alright, because that's 13 damage. That's pretty dang good. Okay, yeah, so you reach out with both axes, and you just slam each axe down through the metallic skull of these two robots that are hovering.
And then you smash them together.
Yeah.
There, it happened.
Lord Frederick Von Frederick.
Okay.
The turn is yours.
Well, there's this one right in front of me.
You now have two that are heavily damaged.
Yeah. I can only do one attack, so...
Do you have burning hands?
Oh, I do, but they're heavily damaged already. Would it be worth it?
I don't know.
I mean,
Up to you.
two birds with one fiery spell of death. I mean,
At this point, it's a pretty tough fight. I'm gonna wanna... Yeah, sure, I'll do the burning hands. Why not?
Yeah, sometimes.
To have them do dex save 13 each of them.
Fail. Fail. 3 and a 4. Wonderful.
Something tells me they're dead.
I get that same feeling.
Okay, 6.
Yes.
6,
Yes.
2.
Oh yeah, they're way big.
Burn, baby, burn.
So An'hek, with your axes embedded in their skulls,
They just
a
explode.
rush of flame comes right past you, close enough to singe your eyebrows, and these robots melt to slag in front of you and fall off of your axe heads.
I look at Captain Flaming Beard. I think he was aiming at me, and I get even angrier.
Alright.
I step back 5 feet.
Okay. Alright, Kroth.
Alright, so I advance short ways down the walkway, and then I cast Thunder Wave on the 2 remaining ones.
Ah, nice.
So it's a DC 14 con save, 10 damage, save for half.
Okay, con. Look at that. Okay, 1 pass, 1 fail.
So 5 and 10 damage. Whichever one failed is also pushed 10 feet.
Alright, this one explodes. And then this one gets pushed back.
Oh, awesome. I step back 5 feet, right to where it's going to be next to me.
5 and 10, you said, for the one he didn't save?
Yeah.
Alright. This lone drone who is left looks around and is like, I think you're okay. You can enter this restricted area. And starts trying to fly away. Both of you guys, Norfir and Freddy, you get attacks on him, and he doesn't have any hit points left as he tries to fly away.
Does a 17 hit?
It does?
15 plus 5.
That hits as well.
I did 6 damage.
Okay. Norfir?
10.
Alright. She's like, and starts flying away, and you each from opposite sides slam your respective weapons into him. And he just, his metal body just pancakes in.
I have a warhammer. He has a giant stick. And we just
Yeah, and he goes, "Whoa!"
no, he just sort of goes
Yeah,
like a
that's
piece
right.
of paper.
Yeah, exactly. Big ol' leaf. And he falls down.
All right.
Okay, well, that was a close one.
Yes.
Well
I have
done.
2 hit points. Everyone has like 2 hit points ish.
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
Yeah, I have
I would love
4.
for us to rest so that I could get my spell slots.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we can. Yeah.
So I think the party has 11 hit points among us.
between the 4 of you. Okay, well, this is a good point. Point as any. So you continue down the path, and you reach this point where there's a break, and it's about a 10 or 15 foot gap. But as you kind of stand there, gathering your wits and looking around, there doesn't appear to be any further resistance. So you feel like, at least for now, you're safe and unharassed. And this pathway stretches out a little ways. And again, Thayne, I'm just going to have you, assuming that you're going to just cast a bonfire as far out as you can. And you see the path, like, on the other side just go away, and you don't know where. That's as much as you can see. It goes away.
Alright. I do have one more spell that might help if we want to get across before we rest.
What spell? Jump.
Jump. If I cast Jump on An'hek, and while he's still raging, he can carry us all across using his strength.
And use bonuses because yeah, that might work.
He
His
can
jump
carry
distance is tripled, so it's only a 10-foot jump. He should be able to make it.
All right. So what? He just jumps back and forth, carrying you.
Yeah,
Each
just one at a
carrying
time.
One of you
Pick
each?
one person up.
Wait.
jump.
Is he gonna make a skill check
Yeah.
I don't
to do
think
this? Okay, I would like to give him guidance. I put my hand on his shoulder and whisper in his ear, Obadiah approves.
He also has advantage because he's still raging.
Oh yeah, because jump is a strength-based check.
Actually,
right?
wait, no.
jump is an automatic distance in 5th edition.
Actually,
Oh, it is?
Yeah, technically.
Oh,
yes.
okay, yeah. Then I guess he doesn't even have to make checks.
And actually, he's not. He doesn't have the. He's only level 1 rage, so he has to keep attacking or taking damage in order for his rage to keep going.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case.
So he's not
He's
raging.
like not able to control.
So he's not
his
raging, but he
anger,
still has the triple jump.
Well, this says Oh yeah, your rage ends when you haven't attacked a hostile creature or taken damage since your last turn. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So okay, so technically it does end, but nonetheless, it should still be pretty easy, right?
Yeah, with triple jump distance.
Yeah, because he can kind of jump, like, find the shortest distance between these two edges and jump across that way.
Yeah, what's the...
Well, would it be safer if he just jumped us one at a time?
Yeah, he's definitely going to jump
Oh,
one
yeah.
at a time.
Yeah.
I believe it's like a distance of feet equal to your strength score, something like that.
Something like
And then
that.
triple that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so with that
it's a
spell-
magic spell, you know.
Yeah, with that spell for sure. All right. So he carries you.
I was
all
gonna say, if
across.
I'm willing to give up my shield of faith, I can guidance him before each
Mm.
jump.
It's not a check. It's automatic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I definitely recommend you rest here before going. on
Oh,
any further.
absolutely. That was his last spell. We're all out of spells.
All right.
Oh,
Well, I think this is a good point to stop for the night. We've
Yeah.
gone a little longer than we thought we would,
yeah, but
yeah. All right. Well, good job, everybody.
Mhm.
So we will be sure to keep an ear on the podcast because we will be announcing our next session. If you haven't checked out the podcast, thedamageguild.com, or find us on pretty much anywhere fine podcasts are sold. You can go to iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher, or we're on iHeartRadio, we're on Spotify, yeah, pretty much anywhere. And thank you all for joining us. Thanks for being here. Hope you had fun, and we will see you next time.
Hey,
So
Jay.
take care. Yeah.
I just want to let you know that one of the drones that's laying there on the ground.
They are not. They are all. They've all fallen into the chasm.
Okay. Well, echoing out of the chasm, you hear.
TK421. All right. Yeah. TK421 is.
Why aren't you at your post?
Yeah, he has been. TK421 has been summarily destroyed. Yeah, no doubt. Well, Andy and Sean, thank you guys for joining us. Glad you could be here in voice, if not in person. We're gonna hope that Lightstream gets this glitch resolved so that we can actually have remote people on camera moving forward. But anyway,
I definitely preferred the light stream.
Yeah. yeah, for sure. So we'll.
I think I'm gonna find a blow up character that looks like me, and you can just sit it in the seat.
Okay, yeah, that'll
Like
be,
a blow up Andy.
that'll be really lifelike.
just like a large stuffed bear we can put there.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah, exactly. Like a Wookiee, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll work.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us. Thanks everybody out there in internet land. This is the Damage Guild.